Welcome back once again, friends. Let us continue the journey into the turtle graphics world. In this video, let's see how we can use t.pencolor, t.fillcolor to set the pen and the fill colors. Now remember, in turtle, we could draw drawings using different kind of commands. We can actually control the outline color, that means the color with which the pen draws, as well as the color in which it fills the drawings. So let's see how we do that. But before I get there, let's just understand a little bit better about how a computer system represents color, and in general, how does color work out. In turtle, and like in many other computer systems, color is represented by three values. These are called the R, G, and the B value for that color. Now, each of these numbers is represented from 0 to 255. So what that means is that, for example, red is 255, 0, 0. Blue is 0, 0, 255. Now, this should not be hard to understand because remember, it's telling you the red, the green, and the blue. So if red is 255, which is a max, green and blue are 0, 0. It means that this color must be completely red. And likewise for blue and green. And then any other color is basically a combination of this red, green, and blue values. Now, thankfully, we do not need to remember any of this because there's a website which we have available. I'm going to show you later. It's written here, which allows us to talk to Turtle, to kind of give commands to Turtle by using the natural language, which means like we can just call pink as pink, green as green, and so on and so forth. So we really do not need to remember this, but it's good to know that there are really three numbers in between, right? And this point, I would also want to do a bit of compare and contrast. Like I said, in Python, in Turtle, we represent colors with three numbers, 0 to 255 each, representing red, green, and blue. In Scratch, also we had three numbers which went from 0 to 100. However, these were not RGB values. These were in fact color, brightness, saturation. Now, these two, the color, brightness, saturation, and RGB are two common systems. These two can be mapped against each other, which means I can, given a color, saturation, brightness value, I can in fact convert that to RGB and vice versa. But like I said, the good thing is that while it's good to know, that internally this happens, neither in Scratch nor in Python will we have to really remember these values or sort of memorize them because, as I show you later, it's in fact as easy as putting their names, right? So let's go back to the Python program that we had been doing. Remember, we had this program where we draw a square, we fill it up, and also we draw some, other stuff using circle and arcs and all, right? But right now it's appearing as completely black because I have used begin fill and end fill, and I'm not specifying any fill color. So it's filling it up as black, and everything else that I draw is hidden behind these drawings, right? Now, let's say I go and, before I start drawing anything for the square, let's say I go and say t dot pen color is, say, I just go and say red, and I go and say t dot fill color, right? Fill color, say I call it pink. Now, if I do this, let's first see what happens. If I did this, notice my pen color is red, so which means that everything that's being drawn, including the circles and arcs, are all in red color. However, my fill color is in pink, and obviously because I'm filling only the square, so everything else also looks like it's filled completely in pink. Now the question is, how did I know that this red and pink could be something that I could pass as arguments to Turtle and it will understand in these two methods, t.pencolor, t.fillcolor? How do I know that these values would work? Well, as I told you, there is a website. I'm going to put this in the description, little bit long name, but here really what has happened is that all the colors that are recognized by, inside Turtle are given with their RGB, their name and their RGB values. Now, like I said, there is no need for us to remember the RGB values because we can directly use, for example, whatever is in here, right? So let's just try this color, Burleywood. I don't know what it looks like, but let's see if I go and say, in the fill color, instead of pink, I go and say Burleywood. Right now, it's going to figure out by itself what RGB I'm looking at. And in fact, notice the color indeed becomes Burleywood, right? In this case. Let's go further a little bit. Let's say I want to now fill up my first circle differently, and I also want to change the pen color, right? So I can go in again and say after this, remember this is where I draw my first circle, so I can go and say t dot pen color, and this time around probably I can just set it to green, and maybe I'll use say t dot fill color to, I'll set it to say aquamarine. Now, how do I know there's an aquamarine color? Again, go back to this website, I'd seen this before. There is an aquamarine, right? I really want you to experiment here. Don't try to memorize again. Just experiment. There's like lots and lots of colors in here. Try what happens, because the more you try, the more comfortable you will start becoming, right? So here I just use aquamarine, and notice what will happen now is that when I run this, I get my, the square made in red filled up in this burley wood. I got my drawing from there on in green color, which is this green, and the fill color is this color aquamarine. But let's say I wanted to change the fill for the second arc. All I had to do was to change, before I fill in the second arc, I can go and say t dot fill color, and maybe I can say, let's say, dark khaki. Again, dark khaki is something sounds interesting, but dark khaki is available in this list, as we can just go and see for ourselves, right? If I, let's say, do page up here, quite a bit of page up, I'll notice there is something called dark khaki. So this is the one I've used. It's 189, 183, 107, doesn't really matter to me. But if I did this, I'm going to, see, notice my color has indeed changed. Now, before I wrap this thing up, I just want you to, learn about one more command, which is that, do I need to always set pen color and fill color through these two separate commands? The answer is no. I can, in fact, do this more concisely by just using the t dot color. And let's say I did the t dot color red, comma, and I have to be careful here to make sure the quotes are closed. And then I say burley wood. Now, these two commands are in fact exactly, I mean, this one command here is exactly equivalent to these two commands. So I don't need to do this anymore. I'm going to just comment it, but I do not expect the code to change at all, because indeed this, by doing t dot color, I'm first setting the pen color, then I'm setting the fill color, right? So this, works exactly the same as the overall command, right? So I mean, as having to separately and stay there, right? So depending on the situation, you can use t dot color. You can also use t dot pen color, t dot fill color separately, but just make sure that you're using the name strings correctly as far as this website is concerned. So go experiment, try it out, and well, as always, enjoy programming, enjoy Turtle, and enjoy Python. Okay, take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.